Are we not going to touch on that penalty?
I think it's a penalty, but
Well, you were 2 seats away from someone that you could have campaigned for VAR.
Does that mean he is your MVP for the week?
no.
I'm going to go with most valuable people. And I'm picking
People?
the 5 at the back for Marumo Gallants as my most valuable people.
From losing 8-1 to winning 2-0. That's impressive. Fantastic.
Mazola, you're so spicy.
Is the title race over? Yes, it's pretty much finishing clear. So, Sundowns fans, here's the goal that's won you the Betway Premiership.
Who's supporting? It's Ribeiro Costa! Oh my! Whoa! Whoa!
Amakosi fans, here's the goal that handed you an 8th league defeat this season.
Flag is in here, Reyners. Who's supporting? It's Ribeiro Costa! Oh my! Whoa! Whoa!
And Buccaneers, here is the goal that ended your title challenge.
Flag is in here, Reyners. Who's supporting? It's Ribeiro Costa! Oh my! Whoa! Whoa! Coisa linda, rapaz! What an absolute cracker!
After seeing Sundowns win, Pirates had to win their match to give themselves a chance. I mean, they were playing against the team they beat 8-1 a few weeks ago. But football's a funny game sometimes.
Not a bad ball. But as he scored in the Orlando Stadium on Christmas Eve, he scores today. Gavadini Mhango is the name. 4 goals for him this season. And he gets away from Clocky as well. Opportunity here for Nemtachela. Out goal! Out goal! And Barta. Pressure. Very rare commodity for Marumo Gallants in the second half, and when they do press, that's the result for the home side. Unbelievable, Will.
Well, it does look like the Betway Premiership will head to Pretoria once again. The Brazilians continued buzzing while the Buccaneers, they were beaten by a gallant Marumo Gallants. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Betway Premiership review show. Igama lami nguVusiwe Ngcobo, and we're certainly going to dissect this past weekend's action out in the Betway Premiership. And I do, of course, have with me the dream team. It's the man on the touchline asking all the difficult questions, the super journal, Mazola Molefe. Alongside him, I love this line, your commentator's favorite commentator, it's Grant Bisset. Favorite commentator? Let me start with
I'll ask
you.
you again, who did you poll for that?
It doesn't matter. Grant, I want to start with you. Your moment of the weekend, what is it?
I'm happy with my moment as what I think is the top moment. So I'm going to take you to Mpumalanga for now Afrohead's quality player, just showing us what he can do from miles out. Keegan Dolly Cracker. I think a couple seasons ago with Chiefs, he was a player who scored the most from outside the area. So it's good to see him tapping into that element of his game again. Really enjoyed the goal.
You know what they say, class is permanent. It lasts always.
Yeah.
Are you bringing us a classy moment of the weekend as well?
Yeah, I think everybody would agree with me. You know, for a couple of minutes in the opening minutes of that game between Sundowns and Chiefs, Lucas Ribeiro is nowhere. And then out of nothing.
Most of the first half before that goal.
Then the pass, at first I thought even the pass from Ikram Reyners was a sloppy pass. And then he, moment of brilliance, he turns, something, out of nothing. And they say that he could have broken Babuma's fingers if Babuma even tried to save that. Fantastic.
Mazola, you're so spicy. So seeing as you're in your element of being spicy, are we not going to touch on that penalty that could have been given for Kaizer Chiefs there? We saw a Bule Modi, we saw a Kulisa Mudawu, we saw a push.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been. I think it's a penalty. But
Well, you were 2 seats away from someone that you could have campaigned for VAR. So, like personally, but
yeah, and I must be honest. At the time, from where I was sitting, I didn't see it clearly, and even to ask the coaches about it afterwards, and to their credit or not, none of them, especially the Kaizer Chiefs bench, they didn't necessarily bring it up even from the touchline interviews or the post-match interviews with the written press. They didn't talk about it, but upon seeing replays, and obviously everybody's going ham on social media about it, it looks a penalty to me for sure.
I wanted to ask him, since you chose a brilliant goal as your moment, where do you fall in terms of the initial touch? Purposeful, or does he turn a poor touch into something positive?
I mean, I've since then got to watch it a few more times. I think he scoops the ball up to make sure that it's perfect for half a volley. So that's what I'm saying. It was a poor touch or poor pass from Ikram Reyners, and the fact that he had the intelligence to try scoop it up and set it up for a half volley, and he already knew where the goalposts were because he puts it up and then immediately rifles through Bavuma's. I think it went between his hands.
And I mean, we did see a similar thing on the other side of the pitch for Mdu Shabalala, but unfortunately for him, not quite using it the same way. Now, Mazola, you were of course pitch side when Ribeiro weaved his wand. We can hear you raving about it. Does that mean he is your MVP for the week?
No.
No?
That might be surprising.
This
but
is
no.
a massive surprise.
But no, I tell you.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm actually not surprised because that's a great moment, but it doesn't mean...
Yeah, it's a great moment, but for me, pretty much throughout the game, and even Coach Miguel Cardoso did say he thought Lucas was tired. I think he came off just after the 60th minute or so. My MVP is Thabo Cele.
Yeah.
He was incredible. When I stood, by the interview area for the man of the match, and I saw Marcelo Allende come through, I was a little bit surprised because I thought, okay, maybe, a lot of people expected to be a Sundowns player, but I didn't think Marcelo stood out. The man who stood out was Thabo Cele. I think he bossed that midfield for Kaizer Chiefs. Pity that they didn't have a striker that could finish some of the opportunities that were created. I think he's going to be a big player for Chiefs for the rest of the season. And maybe Hugo Bruce was sitting behind me.
And the confidence.
Yeah,
I'm sure Hugo Bruce has that name somewhere
look,
there.
I hope Hugo Bruce is noting him because he had been critical of the fact that Thabo plays in an obscure league, Russia or whatever. And over the years, he was reluctant to pick him. But I think...
But like they say, again, class is permanent.
Yeah.
I heard when he was coming to South Africa, coming to SA, a lot of players that play were just like quality player. So it was exciting for me to see him.
Because he's come up with so many. And now you can see him side by side with his peers. So there's no longer that excuse of, okay, we don't know how he matches up. We know.
Yeah, we know.
He struggled in the Soweto derby because I think of the pace. He'd just come off the bench, and obviously because of him transitioning from leaving Russia to coming back home, there was a gap in terms of match fitness and whatever. You could see. I mean, obviously they were playing an inform Orlando Pirates, but yet again, playing an inform Mamelodi Sundowns. I think he's caught up in terms of fitness levels. He knows when to release the ball, when to hold on. Man, oh man.
It's getting exciting. Grant, come on, you have to match it up. Who's your MVP?
So I'm going to do what he did last week, and I'm going to tinker with the meaning of MVP.
So, so your most valuable person?
I'm going to go with the most valuable people. And I'm picking... I could almost have justified picking Ngcobo. Marumo Gallants, who I think was excellent at the fullback position. But I'm going to pick the entire backline, including Skosana, who didn't play in that 8-1. In fact, I think only Mabocho, who went off at halftime, played in that 8-1 defeat. So it was a new backline from them, and technically a new goalkeeper because they had to make them Lambo change. So I'm picking the 5 at the back for Marumo Gallants as my most valuable people of the week. I think they did an outstanding job.
From losing 8-1 to winning 2-0. That's impressive.
Yeah. Indeed. And a massive thank you there. I'm sure they said to Talente, but now, this past weekend, we saw 10 goals hit the back of the net in the Betway Premiership, and these are our top 3 goals.
Now, he's in here, Reyners, who's supporting. It's Ribeiro Costa. Oh my! Whoa! Whoa! Coisa linda, rapaz! What an
Galaxy 14, can show that they have enjoyed. Kicking Dolly on the ball, right? He's gonna have a shot, and have a shot is a goal! corner of midfield role now. Got a bad ball. And as he scored in the Orlando Stadium on Christmas Eve, he scores today. Kabadini Mhango is the name. 4 goals for him this season. And the fans will be absolutely delighted. Those in the green and white. Rumo Gallants hit the front.
As you know, strikers always steal all the headlines, but goalkeepers keep teams in the game. Powered by Betsaver, this is our save of the weekend.
Though from Sekele Sitole. Swintane! Dino van Rooyen was beaten, but not shiny. Disappointment for the Zimbabwean.
Now, Betsaver does provide you with a safety net that protects your bet even when you lose a couple of games in your multi-bet. Head to betway.co.za for more information. And thanks for tuning in to this weekend's show. But before we go, gentlemen, we saw the gap. 18 points. Still 4 games in hand for the Buccaneers. But is the title race over?
Well, you've already been saying it's over for
For
a
me,
couple of weeks.
the title race didn't even pick up.
We can't take this one serious.
No, I
I'm
know,
joking.
but listen, I've jumped onto the same page as him, because even if you do the maths, you pick up all those 12 points available. You're 6 points behind. They play each other on the 15th. Pirates, let's say they win that match. They're still 3 points behind, having had to be flawless. So yes, it's over.
All right, Mazola Molefe and Grant Bisset saying the title race is officially over. It will be going the Betway Premiership trophy to Klorkop, where the Yellow Train has been on a mission and a half. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's show. We will be back with you in 2 weeks' time. And who knows, by then, Mamelodi Sundowns could have probably already won their 8th successive league title. From myself, Vusiwe Ngcobo and the Dream Team, it's good night and God bless.